So I think it would be a good time to ask for questions. Are there any questions so far? No. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read the next section, finish up the chapter, but you all be thinking of your questions and put them in the chat, and then we'll address them when we finish this. It's just a couple paragraphs. The next section is titled Parenthood or Friendship. Devotees who are attracted to Krishna as parents or as friends should follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj or Subal, respectively. Nanda Maharaj is the foster father of Krishna, and out of all the friends of Krishna, Subal is the most intimate in Vrajabhumi. In the development of becoming either the father or friend of the Lord, there are two varieties. One method is that one may try to become the father of the Lord directly, and the other is that one may follow Nanda Maharaj and cherish the ideal of being Krishna's father. Out of these two, the attempt to directly become the father of Krishna is not recommended. Such a development can become polluted with Mayavadi impersonal philosophy. The Mayavadis, or monists, think that they themselves are Krishna. And if one thinks that he himself has become Nanda Maharaj, then his parental love will become contaminated with Mayavadi philosophy. The Mayavada philosophical way of thinking is offensive, and no offender can enter into the kingdom of God to associate with Krishna. In the Skanda Purana, there is a story of an old man residing in Hastinapur, the capital of the kingdom of the Pandus, who desired Krishna as his beloved son. This old man was instructed by Narada to follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj, and thus he achieved success. There is a statement in the Narayana Vyuha Stava prayers that persons who are always engaged in thinking of the Lord as their husband, friend, father, or well-wisher are always worshipable by everyone. This spontaneous love for Krishna can be developed only by the special mercy of Krishna or his pure devotee. This process of devotional service is sometimes called Pushti Marga. The Pushti Margis are a group of devotees that come from Gujarat state in India, and their ideal is to follow in the footsteps of the parents, Nanda Maharaj or Yashoda Mai. Pushti means nourishing, and Marga means path. Such development of sentiment nourishes devotional service to the highest standard. Thus it is called the path of nourishment, or Pushti Marga. The Vallabha Sampradaya, which belongs to the Vishnu Swami sect of Vaishnava religion, worships Krishna in this Pushti Marga. Generally, devotees in Gujarat worship Bal Krishna under this heading of Pushti Marga. The Pushti Margis are very nice devotees. Unfortunately, they have no interest in preaching in the English language. So all of their temples, all of their books, all their services and everything is in Gujarati. So even they have temples in the U.S. Yeah, the Pushti Margis.
Do you know where they have the temples?
No, not offhand. But I know that Govinda Dasi used to go and hang out with them. But anyway, all their stuff is in Gujarati. You can't understand a word of it. So did we get any questions? No questions. There ought to be a million questions here. How many people are signed on? 11. No questions? Yeah, grab the mic.
So you mentioned that only someone who is in the mood of conjugal love with Krishna is qualified to represent Lord Chaitanya in this lineage as a spiritual master. So even if someone is completely self-realized in a different mood, he would not be qualified. He should not take up the post of spiritual master.
No, well, he can become like an instructing spiritual master or something like that. But he can't be the Acharya. Not of this lineage, because this lineage is the lineage of conjugal love. You see?
Acharya means initiating spiritual master.
Acharya means, yeah, and acharya, the word, Sanskrit word acharya means to show example. So how can you show example if that's not your mood, if that's not your mind?
There's a question.
Question.
Question from Bruce. So all gurus after Lord Chaitanya are either gopis or manjaris, since it seems to be a requirement for gurus in the line of Chaitanya?
Yep. A manjari, by the way, is one of the young servant girls, friends of the gopis. In Goloka, in Vrindavan, the girls form like tribes called yutas. Our English word youth comes from that word, yuta. And each of the principal gopis is the leader of one of the yutas. And then the secondary gopis and the manjaris follow in that yuta. So the manjaris are like the serving girls who make all the arrangements for the conjugal meeting of Krishna and the gopis. Oh, I could go on describing these things for weeks. It's a very, very extensive subject. And there are quite a bit of literatures, mainly written by the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, describing the conjugal loving affairs of Radha and Krishna and the gopis. And they're very wonderful. Really, really wonderful. I mean, the music alone is just, it's fabulous. It's inconceivable. So beautiful. The music, there's a special, one of the yutas, the yuta of now I can't, I had the name right there in my mind and it slipped away. Come on. Well, one of the gopis is specializing in music, and her whole yuta is simply dedicated to music. And so all of the girls in her yuta, they play like background music during Krishna's pastimes. This is one of the features. And so there's some gopis specialize in music, some specialize in dancing, some others specialize in plays and skits and comedy and different forms of entertainment, magic tricks, all kinds of things. And they entertain the divine couple. They entertain Krishna and the gopis. And they serve them in every way, even the most intimate way imaginable. So, without getting into too much detail, just like you wouldn't want the details of your night's activity with your mate or partner discussed in public, so Radha and Krishna and the gopis don't like to have the intimate details of their pastimes discussed in public. It's not really a subject that's fit for public discussion. But at the same time, we have to describe it somehow, otherwise the knowledge would be lost. So everybody is looking for love. Everyone wants affection and understanding and so many other things. But when we look in this material world, we're always disappointed. Because nobody in this material world really loves us, do they? Sometimes you can find someone who's willing to pretend, but then it becomes part of a deal. Well, I'll pretend to love you if you pretend to love me. And then this is going on, but sooner or later, especially when we get close to someone, we start to find out about all their bad qualities, So after a while, after a very short time actually, we start being repelled by them instead of being attracted by them. So when this happens, we start to realize, oh, this is just another one of those material relationships. This is the story of everybody's life in this material world. But Krishna is actually a perfect person. And so if we get close to Krishna, we don't find any bad qualities. We find just more and more and more and more depth of good qualities. So Krishna, the closer we get to Krishna, the more attractive he becomes.